Memorial. I know we've got a pretty good matchup here tonight. Both teams like to run the ball and establish that run. What do you see happening here tonight?
Well, one of the things I'm going to look at is that there was a big victory for the Mustangs last week. They went to Los Fresnos on the road, and they beat a real good team that was ranked number 2 in the Valley, and they won 32-30. So that means the Mustangs going to be able to take advantage of that momentum. I know Coach Bill Littleton's real excited about that. They didn't want to go 1-3, so they wanted to be 2-2. So that's a good thing. And one thing that Palmview team comes in with, Mark, is that they are very balanced. And I think their passing attack could play a big role here because the Mustang defense has been struggling. They're actually ranked last in defense in district. And the last thing, after 4 weeks of football, special teams have been coming into play at every game. So we're going to really take a look at how things go out there with special teams.
Yeah, and it is windy here tonight, so that could really play havoc with the punts and the field goal attempt. So we'll see how that plays out. Perfect weather other than it being a little windy, but it's nice and cool. Finally getting a little cooler after we got through that August hot summer weather. So both teams raring to go tonight. It's also homecoming for the Mustangs, so they will be especially in good spirit here tonight as they take on the Lobos. We'll continue with our pregame show in just a moment. You're watching Football Night in McAllen.
For over 35 years, Fred's Pharmacy has been blessed with great customer loyalty that has put us where we are today. Now we feel it's time that we give back to the community that has done so much for us over the years. We're proud to announce that we've partnered with McAllen ISD as the field naming rights sponsor for the next 10 years. Veterans Memorial Stadium will remain. Only the field name will change to Fred's Pharmacy Field. It's with the great pride that we make this investment for the children and the future of McAllen. Stay tuned for upcoming changes to Fred's Pharmacy to better suit your pharmaceutical needs.
Parents want the best for their children. That's why one decided to transfer her kids to McAllen ISD.
I'm excited to know that we made the right choice for them. They're thriving. They have a career path in place. And I think that with all the tools and resources that they have here at McAllen, definitely I'm happy that we're here.
Want your child to graduate with 40 college hours? Call 618-6000.
Two beats, two flats, ooh! Ooh! Two beats, two flats, ah! Ah! Two beats, two flats, ooh! Ah! Ooh! Ah!
Senior night, and so we've got a list of all those seniors who are being honored here tonight for McAllen Memorial. A lot of new things they had here happen tonight. We'll be showing you those as we've got this game here coming to you from Fred's Pharmacy Field at McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium. And you can, of course, see this game on Spectrum Sports, their statewide cable channel 323, every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. You can also, of course, catch us live right here on the Ustream channel and on McAllenisd.org. You can see the color guard there at the central part of the field. Or Villa, he's also in the band. He's the blind student that received the keys to the city and was featured by the mayor, Jim Darling, at the State of the City address a couple of years ago. Getting ready here now for the national anthem. This is the district opener between these two teams. McAllen Memorial comes in at 2-2 overall. La Joya Palmview 1-3. Now our national anthem.
dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regale, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Very well done by Miss Cifuentes there from the McAllen Memorial High School Choir under the direction of Mr. Omar Samaniego. And we've got a big crowd here tonight. It's homecoming night. The class of 07, 97, 87 are all here representing their classes for the 10, 20, and 30-year anniversaries. And they did a new thing this year called the Mustang Stampede. We'll have video of that for you coming up in a while. So we see the color guard march off the field as we get ready to start this game. Last-minute thoughts and everything, getting ready to start.
With homecoming, Mark, it can work in your favor because you want to protect that tradition. Always want to win your homecoming game, but it can work against you because the other team is thinking that you want to celebrate on their account. So you got to be careful with homecoming.
Yeah,
but it's a new season, Mark.
Oh yeah, new season is here.
I believe non-district is the first season. District plays the second season. You want to win district and put yourself in the position for the third season, which is, of course, getting into the playoffs.
Yep, that second season beginning here tonight. You can see McAllen Memorial. They're excited. They're ready. And here they come. Both teams coming out at the same time. There's McAllen Memorial. You can see on the far side of the field, the Joya Palmview coming out. There's what it's like to be a football player running out through that run-through and coming out onto the sideline. There's nothing else quite like it. And in Texas, where football is king, nothing else like it anywhere.
I'm still waiting for the time that's happened before through a run-through where the players trip each other and fall. But I haven't seen it yet, but I know I've seen it in college football.
This is La Joya Palmview, the Lobos, under their fourth-year head coach, Margarito Riquenes Jr. And he'll be leading the Lobos, who tonight will be wearing the white jerseys, the black pants, and the red numerals with the black helmets. There's Coach Bill Littleton in his 14th year, winningest coach in the history of the McAllen Memorial program, looking to get his team back into the playoffs. They went 2 rounds deep a year ago. Of course, that's still a long way off. We got the all-of-district in front of them. And, of course, like every other team, you've got to earn your way into the show.
And when's the last time that you recall that the Mustangs has lost a district game?
Well, it's been, goodness, maybe 2 years. They were undefeated last year throughout the entire regular season. We'll have to go research that. We got a little Seven Nation Army music playing in our background as La Joya Palmview is going to be set to receive. Riquenes in his 4th year as head coach of these Lobos. Yeah, we saw just a moment ago, it looked like Gary Lauer, the former Nicky Rowe coach, wasn't it?
That's right. Real successful coach at Nicky Rowe, went on to La Joya. He is their offensive coordinator.
And there's Ricky Garcia. He's going to be the kicker. Garcia, of course, is also starting left tackle, and they're back to receive is David Puente. And this is going to kick off, going to go into the end zone, out the back. It'll come out to the 25-yard line for Palmview.
And keep an eye on Joel Pina. He is their star running back. Last year, he was the newcomer of the year in the district. He is coming into district play into this game as the fourth leading rusher.
Here's our starting lineup for the La Joya Lobos. Jonathan Zeski is their quarterback, and then Pina is their main ball carrier, tailback. Jose Avalos, the fullback. Mayende and Salinas, the receivers. And then Basillo is the tight end. And there's their offensive line, 3 seniors and 2 juniors there. Ornelas, Barba, Castro, Garza, and Morales. Here they go on the first play from scrimmage from the 25. A handoff left tackle. This will pick up about a yard. Looks like the fullback Avalos there with the carry.
And it's important that the defense for the Mustangs exert themselves. They've struggled. They're coming into this district dead last in defense. But they have played some real strong teams, so we'll see if that's helped them out.
Yeah, they played 3 high-octane offensive teams in Los Fresnos, San Benito, and then also Weslaco East. So they had a real strong non-district schedules. On 2nd and 9, Zeski, play action, wants to throw toward the left sideline. It looks incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd down and long. And it looks like it was intended for Mark Salinas, number 2. He's their main target when they go to the air.
Yeah, Zeski coming in here with 36 out of 68 with only 2 interceptions and thrown 2 touchdowns. So far, he's doing a wonderful job as a quarterback. We take a look at the replay, plenty of time, and it looks like Zeski put the ball where it needed to be put, except the receiver did not catch it.
Okay, 3rd down and 9, be a 4-man rush as a flag goes down. They blow this dead. That's usually against the offense. So that'll move it back 5 yards. It'll bring up a 3rd and 14.
And keep an eye on the receiver for Palmview, Mayende. Mayende comes in here leading the district with 21 receptions.
Here they are. They do a draw play, 3rd and 14. Big hole there, and then chop down at about the 29-yard line. So it looked like it was going to run to big daylight, and that was Pino on the carry, but a great open field tackle there by the Mustangs, and it'll bring up 4th down and 6.
I didn't get the number of who made that tackle. We definitely, as we take a look at the replay, it looked like Pina had enough. Big hole, and none other than who? Joey Delgado, first team All-District from last year, and this year I expect to see him on the first team All-Valley defensive team.
Delgado wrote an inspirational poem of sorts for the players. We'll show you some of that a little bit later. Here's the first punt of the evening. Punt is by the tight end Basillo. It's high, going to be fielded at the Mustang 40-yard line. Looks like Saul Martinez going to be held to a gain of about 2 before he's brought down by the defender Arnold Naciensen.
And Mark, even at the beginning of the game, you could just sense that this is district play. You could just see how the players were moving around, how the coaches were acting. There's no doubt that once you get to district, it's prime time. This is where the games count, and you want to start off 1-0, not 0-1.
You always want to get off to a good start in the district play because it's over so quickly. Only 6 district games. So a couple losses put you in a deep hole as the Mustangs hand it off on 1st down. A flag goes down as Mustang fights his way for about 3 yards. And on the carry was the fullback, Emilio Mendez, but we'll see what the penalty is. It's a face mask, personal foul. And that'll be an automatic 1st down. So that'll move the ball into La Joya territory. All the way to the 40-yard line. So it was a spot foul, so they get the yardage plus the 15 yards. End up with 19 yards on that play. Mustangs on 1st and 10. A big hole right up the middle for Mendez. Breaks a tackle with a stiff arm and then all the way to the end zone with authority. Touchdown Mustangs. Barely 2 minutes into the game and the Mustangs have struck pay dirt. A 40-yard burst by Mendez for the touchdown.
And a nice hole opening up on the left side, led by center Marcos Robles and left guard Esteban Perez. Made it easy for the district's leading rusher to add to his total of 440 yards as he came into this game, averaging coming into this game about 110 yards per game.
Delgado will hold to attempt the extra point. Garcia to attempt the kick. Good snap, good hold. Kick is a line drive, but high enough and good. And our score with 10 minutes, 14 seconds to play into the game. We're just barely 2 minutes in. Mustangs lead it 7-0 here at Fred's Pharmacy Field. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Football Night in McAllen right here on MITV. We'll leave you with another look at the touchdown. Ready for the kickoff here. Score is 7-0. Mustangs in front. And it'll be Ricky Garcia to kick off once again. So La Joya was 3 and out. They had a penalty that hurt them, forced them to punt. And then the Mustangs took over. They had a ball at their own 41. They had a short gain, but a 15-yard penalty moved it up to the La Joya 40-yard line. And on the very next play, Mendez took it straight up the middle for the touchdown. See lined up to go down the kickoff. Ulysses Varela taking off down the left sideline. Here's the kick. It's going to be fielded about the 1 yard line. Perfect kickoff. They have to run it out. That's Puente across the 15. Makes his way toward the left sideline and goes down at about the 19-yard line. So good coverage there by the kick coverage team.
Brought down by number 7, Nathan Sanchez.
Little scoring drive for the Mustangs. 59 yards, 2 plays. Not bad. Time of the drive was only 15 seconds.
Now I know why Coach Bill Littleton at the beginning of the game was looking forward to this game. He was real happy about the outcome at Los Fresnos last week, Mark. And you know how kids are. They play on confidence.
There's a handoff up the middle, fighting his way forward, up for a gain of about 5. That's the fullback, Avalos. And we'll take a look at the starters for the defense. Here we see Gutierrez, Lara, Alatorre, and Opazo there on the defensive line. 2 seniors, 2 juniors. The linebackers, we've got Bagstad and Sanchez, who are flanking Jared Lara in the middle. And we'll get the defensive backs in a moment as a handoff again on 2nd down. This goes to Pina, and Pina's going to be about 3 yards shy of the first down to bring up 3rd down.
And Pina, the newcomer of the year last year on offense, Mark, he is not. If you take a look at the secondary.
Yeah, we got Chavez and Castillo at the corners, Delgado and Kinney at the safeties.
Pina's having problems this year. And talking to Coach Gary Lauer, he said he lost 3 first-team All-District offensive linemen last year, and that makes a lot of difference.
3rd down and 2 here for La Joya. They hand this off to the fullback. He's caught in the backfield. It's going to be nailed for a loss. Great defense there by the defensive tackle, Chris Lara, who busted right through. He got through there quicker than a U Darvish fastball.
Hey, I like that.
I've been waiting 3 weeks to use that one.
Yeah, but you might have to wait longer because U Darvish has been struggling lately, but hopefully he'll get it together for the Rangers. But that was all the defensive line led by Lara. And also coming in there with an assist is the leading tackler of the team, Jared Lara. So the Lara and Lara combo for the tackle.
They're lining up in a punt formation. Basillo is the punter. It's only 4th and 2. Basillo will punt it, has plenty of time. And the Mustangs will have a chance for a return from their own 40. Hit at about the 50-yard line. That's JoJo Williams on the return. And Williams is finally brought down. So a gain of 10, and the Mustangs will have excellent field position right at midfield as they take over on their second possession here with 8:09 to play in the first quarter. Mustangs up 7-0.
Special teams getting the Mustangs great field position right at the 50-yard line.
Angel Amagada, the quarterback, going to hand this off. Campbell Spates, the freshman, breaks a tackle at the line, spins his way, taking off up the middle, one man behind him and pulls him down, saving the touchdown. Pulls him down at the 21-yard line, a 29-yard pickup there for Spates, and a touchdown-saving tackle for Eloy Cantu.
He had a couple of moves there. Looking forward to this replay. And I want to alert everyone, Campbell Spates is just a freshman. He broke a tackle right there. Look at that beautiful spin move. I wonder if he learned that from his brother, Trevor Spates, who's now at Stanford. What a great run by Campbell.
Unbalanced line to the left as they toss it left. This is Spates, 1st and 10 from the 21. Hops his way forward up to about the 16-yard line. And it'll be 2nd down 5. So Mustangs already approaching 100 yards for the evening. We're not even halfway through the first quarter.
And we know no secret. Anytime you're used to McAllen Memorial Mustang, here are the starters.
Yeah, our starters tonight. It's been the same all season. Angel Amagada at the quarterback, Spates and Mendez in the backfield, Martinez Garcia, the receivers, and the tight end, Earhart. Then our starting offensive line. We'll get the rest of them in just a moment. It's a 2nd down and 5 here. Got a split backfield behind Almaguer. He's going to toss this left to the fullback. This is Mendez trying to bounce his way outside. Has daylight at the 10 and is in for the touchdown. And Emilio Mendez with 3 carries tonight has 2 touchdowns on the board. The Mustangs lead it 13-0. 6:55 left here in the first quarter.
And if this was a baseball game, Emilio Mendez would be 2 for 3 with 2 homers, which he's got 2 touchdowns this year. That adds to his total. Coming into this game, he had 6, so now he's got 8.
Yeah, and I wonder if they'd use the 10-run rule too. They got up 13 right now.
Nice.
So Garcia will attempt the extra point. Delgado to hold, high snap, but he gets it. And a nice high kick by Garcia is good. And Garcia now 2 for 2, and the Mustangs lead it 14-0. 6:55 to play here in the first quarter. Let's take another look at that touchdown. And this a 16-yard run by Mendez. And this was set up by the 29-yard run by Spates.
A great job of running by Mendez. Play was designed to go up the middle, but he decided to go outside. What a great decision.
Yeah,
Mendez is real deceiving, Mark. He seems like a small, short guy that's a power runner, which he is, but he also has that speed.
He does have some deceptive speed out there, and good running instincts too. And there, the Mustangs lead it 14-0 as we take a break. We'll be back in a moment.
Tired of games, gimmicks, and tricks at other dealerships? Come to Bogus on either end of the valley and get a real deal. It's better at Bogus in Harlingen, in McAllen, and always at BogusFords.com.
We're back here on Football Night at McAllen. I'm Mark May with Mario Reyna. MITV bringing you this exciting action. It's homecoming tonight for 2016, the class of 2017, and celebrating all the classes with the 7s. Class of 1987, 97, and 07 are here tonight. So we see Puente back to receive this kickoff back near his own goal line. Garcia is going to kick it off. And this is going to be high, and it's angling toward the back of the end zone. It does, goes out the back. He'll come out for a touchback to the La Joya 25-yard line. Well, that Mustang scoring drive, this one went 3 plays, 50 yards, a 29-yard run by Spates, a 5-yard run by Spates, and then a 16-yard run by Mendez for the touchdown, and they lead 14-0.
And that yardage should put Mendez already over 500 yards. He's already scored 50 points. And Mark, you have Mendez on offense, and you also have Spates, and we haven't even seen JoJo Williams, who is also a quality running back.
Yeah, I saw him on the special teams, but not on the offense as yet. Here's Pena, nothing inside, tries to bounce it outside. Mustangs string that out a bit and hold Pena to a 5-yard gain. forced him out of bounds.
Correct.
By the way, the Mustangs closing in on 100 yards, 94 yards rushing here tonight.
And talking to Gary Lauer before the game, I mean, Pina was a superstar last year as a running back, and this year he's not. He's doing well, but not like last year. But that tells you what we sometimes have a tendency to miss. Your offensive line is what makes a great running back.
So here we go on 2nd down and 6. Looked like some people jumped early, and the officials blow it dead. Taking a look at the officials here for tonight after we hear this call. And there we see the officials tonight. I understand it's a little bit different situation than what was expected.
The referee, Mike Reinitz, is taking over as referee, and there are the other officials, Longoria, Martinez, Castro, Gonzalez, but Reinitz is substituting for their regular referee, which is Andy Scott. Has been officiating for a long time, has a little illness, is recovering, looking forward to coming back to officiating.
Yeah, we wish him well and look forward to seeing him back out here as on 2nd down and 11. They tried to run this outside. That's Salinas, the slot back, and tried to get around on the sweep. Couldn't find anything. This will bring up 3rd down.
In fact, the referee, Andy Scott, has a little history here, Mark. A couple of years ago, we had a new system, and he forgot to turn off the sound system, and he blew the whistle into the system. You're not going to believe this. The entire speaker system on the opposite side of on the east side did not work after that whistle. That's a visitor site.
And there we see the replay right there. Good defense by the Mustangs, and a touch tackle by Jorge Gutierrez. Is on 3rd down. Quarterback Zeski wants to keep it. Hit by a couple of Mustangs there. Lotta, the middle linebacker, came up there. Backstad in there on the play along with Delgado, and 3 Trace Domian.
And on defense, the Mustangs have 4 players that have done a great job on defense. They have a lot of tackles led by Delgado, Backstad, Lara, and Sanchez, but everybody else has to pick it up if they want to improve on that. Poor standings on defense so far, ranked dead last, but it could be deceptive, Marcus. As you said, they played very good offenses.
I saw a shot of the cheerleaders just a moment ago. They've had a lot to cheer about so far. Here's a punt. This is Basillo punting for the 3rd time. This is going to be high and a little bit short. Takes a bit of a Mustang bounce. Will be killed right at the 50-yard line. No return, but it took a big Mustang bounce. And finally killed there at the 50 by Tristan Miende for La Joya. But it'll be the Mustangs' 3rd possession in excellent field position once again. The first 2 times they've had short drives, just 2 plays. Second drive was 3 plays. Both ended up in the end zone, and the Mustangs up by 14 right now.
And a great job by the Memorial Mustang defense. They've had 3 consecutive stops.
5:17 to go in the first. Almagad with the tight end to his right is going to run it left and does get around the outside and is near the 1st down, pushed out of bounds near the 40-yard line by the safety Sebastian Reynoso. Let's take a look at our offensive line tonight and give them due credit. Now this is the blockers for a team that is number 1 in the district in rushing, close to 275 yards per game. Ricky Garcia, Esteban Perez, who's a team captain, Robles, the center, and Ramirez, the right guard, and then Noah Godinez at the right tackle. Good group of young men there. Good group of cheerleaders there too. Under the direction of Mr. Pedro Ramirez, right?
Award-winning cheerleaders. Pete Ramirez.
Big hole here for Spates. Bounces this outside, has some daylight at the 30. Downfield block. Cuts inside at the 20. Slices his way through 2 more defenders and then pushed down as he finally gets inside the 10-yard line. A fantastic, spirited run there by Spates. Brought down from behind by the linebacker Mora. Otherwise, he'd be in the end zone.
And once again, Mark, I want to remind the viewers that Campbell Spates is just a freshman, and he definitely does not run like a freshman. He has his great instincts. That play looked like, I mean, what instincts? A lot of runners that are young, they like to go outside, Mark, use their speed, but he broke a couple of tackles and kept the ball in the middle of the field.
42 yards on the carry. 1st and goal from the 8. Handoff up the middle. Mendez, touchdown! Mendez at the first quarter hat trick is in for the touchdown, and the Mustangs now lead it 20-0. 4.5 to play in the first.
And when we take a look at the replay, Mark, it's important to look at the footwork and the balance of Emilio Mendez. He just keeps his feet moving, and he makes it very difficult to be brought down. And with 3 touchdowns tonight, Mark, that puts him into 56 points scored so far this season.
Here's the extra point try. Good hold by Delgado. The kick nice and high by Garcia, and it's good. Garcia 3 for 3, and the Mustangs lead at 21-0. 4:25 to play here in the first quarter. Mustangs 3 possessions and 3 touchdowns here early on. They're up to close to 150 yards on the ground here tonight. Have yet to throw a pass, and why would you pass it when you've got great running like this? And we see the tail end of that. We'll just show the rest of it to you in a moment. Mendez going in for his 3rd touchdown of this evening. 21-0 our score. We'll take a break. We'll be back right after this.
When your child enters McAllen ISD, he enters a whole new world. A world embraced with academic rigor, life skills, and enrichment. In McAllen ISD, your child is family. Enroll today.
And we're back here at Fred's Pharmacy Field at McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium. The Mustangs on top 21-0 on this homecoming night. So far it's been a homecoming to remember, as the Lobos don't know what hit them. Mustangs have had 3 possessions, and all 3 have ended up as touchdowns. So we see back to receive is 34, Miguel de Hoyos. Here's Garcia approaching the ball, and here's his kick. This is going to go high and deep into the back of the end zone. 1 hop and out the back, and it's going to come out to the 25. Getting ready here for 1st and 10, their own 25-yard line. Palmview yet to pick up a first down. They've gotten close. They've gotten into 3rd and short situations, but yet to convert on 3rd down, or 0 for 3. Four-man rush for the Mustangs. Zeski's going to roll out left. This is kind of a moving pocket. I think he wanted to throw, but nowhere to go, and he's finally brought down by the defensive end, Opaso.
Opaso hustling down. Anytime you have a defensive end with the opportunity to get a quarterback, you know they want that.
Loss of 3 yards on the play. They bring up 2nd down at 13 from their own 22. So we take a look at that replay. Great play there by Opaso. And that's the defensive end's job on that kind of a play, is string it out. Don't let the man get around you to the outside. If anything, force him back in. Shotgun snap to Zeski. Looks left, throws right, incomplete. Intended for Salinas, who was well covered. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 13.
And so far, no passing attack by the Lobos. And
yeah, this is a team that throws a little bit more than this.
We talked about that, Mark, at the beginning. Is one of the keys to the game, that Palmview needed to throw the ball to have a balanced attack, and so far, no success.
Yeah, I think they wanted to maybe establish the run first. They haven't really been able to do that, so their passing game has been stagnant so far, just 0 for 2 with the passing game. We might see them open it up a little bit more, especially here facing a 3rd and 13. Shotgun once again for Zeski. 2 receivers to his left, 2 to the right. 1 man in the backfield. That's Pina. It's going to throw this to the left side. It's caught and out of bounds after a short gain. It's going to be 4th down. Caught by Geraldo Asso, a senior wide receiver. Forced out of bounds by Bagstad and the quarterback Castillo.
Gain of 5, brings up 4th down, 8.
Mustang cheerleaders keeping everybody's spirits up here. Pretty easy when your team's up 21-0. And Basillo in there to punt. And the Mustangs put on a rush. Basillo is able to get the punt off. It's going to take a bounce in Mustang territory, then trickle toward the Mustang end zone, and Palmview will down it in Mustang territory at the 39-yard line. So this, believe it or not, will be the Mustangs' worst starting field position here this evening.
That must be nice. Must be nice when you start on your own 39.
The Mustangs at their own 39, 3:25 to go in the first. They've scored on all 3 of their possessions so far. Now they come out in a passing formation. Snap to Almaguer in the gun, but he's going to run it straight up the middle. Has room there through the first down into La Joya territory, across the 40-yard line and down at about the 37-yard line. It's a 24-yard run there by the quarterback.
Nice run by Almaguer. He can prove that he can definitely run the ball, Mark, but I was almost going to laugh when you said that they looked like they were in a passing formation. There's no way the Mustangs are going to pass. All year long, they come into this game with only 57 yards in the air and over 1,000 rushing.
Yeah, just averaging 15 yards a game through the air. But why do you throw if you can run as effectively as they do? And this time, the quarterback Almaguer is under center as he hands this off. Straight ahead, that's Mendez with a short run up to about the 34-yard line and pick up a 3.
This is Mustang football. Bill Littleton football that we're accustomed to for the last years. Everybody knows they like to run the ball, and that's what he does. And he says, look at film and see if you can stop him. And lots of teams cannot stop him.
Yeah, 2nd down and 7 at the La Joya 34-yard line. Mustangs moving right to left. They toss this to the left side, and is going to be bottled up there. Actually, a loss of yards. His first carry of the night for Emiliano Cruz, the junior running back. Loss of 2 yards on the play.
Defensive line led by Reynoso. But that's what the Palmview defense, the Lobos have to do, is looking for going for
and
gold.
You see there the going gold. Those are the Mustang volleyball players who are going to be going into the stands during the second quarter with a pass the helmet event going on. They're collecting money. It's for childhood cancer, and there's also a Mustang student who has cancer. It'll go to her family. We'll have more about that in just a moment as Almaguer rolls out to his left on 3rd down and 9 and is forced out of bounds after a gain of about 5. So the first time that the Mustangs don't reach the end zone, as are now forced into a decision here on 4th down and about 4.
You would have to think they're at the 32-yard line. It's a little bit too far for a field goal, although we know Guerra has a good leg.
Yeah, the wind has died down. It was blowing at the Mustangs' backs here at the start of the game, but it's died down just a little bit. But 4th and 5 situation, and the Mustangs look like they'll go for it. Their running game has been superb tonight. Last minute of the first quarter. And we're going to toss it to Spates, running right side, has a good blocker, picks up the first down, hit again, still going, bounces his way at the 20, breaks 2 more tackles. He's going in for the touchdown. Campbell Spates, an amazing run of 31 yards on 4th down, puts the Mustangs in the end zone for the 4th time tonight. Wow.
Wow is all we can say, Mark.
We're running out of superlatives here to describe this Mustang offense that is on full tilt here tonight.
And I think the big deal here tonight are the yards after contact. Both Mendez and Spates, they haven't gotten a hit, but they've broken a lot of tackles, and that one was a pretty good run. Another highlight, real type run by Campbell Spates.
Line drive extra point try by Garcia is good. He's 4 for 4, and the Mustangs lead it 28-0 with 40 seconds to play here in the first quarter. 31-yard run there by the freshman Campbell Spates. And he is an exciting runner. He and Mendez both. And we'll take a look at this replay. It was a toss. Almaguer actually provided a block along with Mendez, and we see Spates break all kinds of tackles here. Almost every defender had a shot at him. And he ends up in the open field.
From his own teammate that got in his way. Just think of how Campbell will be growing up in the next couple of years. It's going to be unbelievable.
We'll be right back.
Gonzalez Furniture.
And we're back here on Football Night at McAllen. You're looking at Fred's Pharmacy Field. Mustangs leading at 28-0. They've scored on all 4 of their first quarter possessions in this game and are way out in front. of this La Joya Palmview team. This is the district opener for both teams. They came in at 0-0 in the district. Overall, La Joya Palmview 1-3 and the Mustangs 2-2.
And Mark, could this be an understatement? Now we know why Coach Bill Littleton played a very tough schedule to get you ready for district, and it's really paying off, I'm telling you.
A lot of coaches believe in that philosophy, and Bill Littleton is one of them. We saw Isaac Gomez back to receive, number 83. Garcia will do the kickoff. This is going to be from the right hash mark, and this is going to be fielded about the 4-yard line. So forces a return up to about the 15, dances his way to around the 17, breaks a couple of tackles, but then it's going to be bottled up and surrounded by about the 17-yard line, maybe the 18. That's Tristan Miende on the return. I want to show you a quick video of the Mustangs. This was taken in their locker room this week. And there's an award that they give out to their top defensive back each week. I'm sure they have other awards that they pass out, but we happen to see the award they give out to the top defensive back. It's pretty neat. I'll show you that in just a moment. There it is on the side right there, and there's a little wooden Mustang that goes on top of your locker. That was the locker of number 18, Luistro Isagani, and he had a touchdown, an interception, a pick six last week. He had an interception, returned it for a touchdown. He was the defensive back of the week. Jared Lotta mentioned that he wrote a sort of a poem, inspirational words for the team. He wrote that right there on your right, and made a copy, passed it out to every single player. All of them had it taped to their lockers this week.
Awesome.
Number 25, Jared Lotta, 44, Jared Lotta, the middle linebacker, doing that for his teammates this week. So cool stuff there by the Mustangs, as on first down and 10, they run this forward for a modest gain of about 5, brings it up to about the 36. We've reached the end of the first quarter, and it was all Mustangs in the first quarter. Memorial 28, Palmview nothing. We'll be back for the second quarter in a moment. You're watching MITV.
Tired of games, gimmicks, and tricks at other dealerships? Come to Bogus on either end of the valley and get a real deal. It's better at Bogus in Harlingen, in McAllen, and always at BogusFord.com.
McAllen getting ready to start the second quarter. Teams have switched ends, and La Joya now moving from right to left, and they've got the ball for a second down and 4 at their own 35-yard line. 28-0 our score. Memorial in front. Shotgun snap. They're going to hand this off into round. This is going to be Mienda trying to get around the outside. Catches a good block. Hit at about the 40 and bounced outside, but not before he picks up the first down after a 5-yard run. And Mario, I know you wanted to make a final point about our defensive back of the week.
Yes, I saw this young man at the game, and he had gotten beaten several times. And I think one for a touchdown, but he didn't give up, and then he came back and made up for it and scored that interception for a touchdown. So I can see why he showed a lot of perseverance, and I can see why because I could tell he was down on himself when he got beat a couple of times, but he never gave up. And that goes back to the coaches, Mark. They're always working with the kids.
That's Zeski rolls out, fires a pass, and catches it. It's caught for a first down. That's Miende. So the Palmview offense beginning to wake up here in the start of the second quarter as they move the chains once again. This is going to be their third first down on this drive, and they're in Mustang territory for the first time at the Mustang 47.
And that's what we were looking for, Mark. We know they can throw the ball. Came in here with more than 400 yards and the number 1 receiver. So they finally showed it right there.
Zeski fakes the pitch, and they're going to reverse this to the left side. Good room there for Salinas around the 40 to the Mustang 30. Has another first down before he's forced out at the 29. It's an 18-yard pickup there, and another first down there for La Joya.
And that's exactly what Coach needs it. They need it for Palmview, no doubt about it, Mark. They need a couple of first downs. Their offense needs to stay on the field. McGinnis, coach for Palmview, exactly what they need.
Here's the replay. This is Salinas. They do like to, even though he's a slot back, they like to give him the ball too on those kinds of plays. And Zeski, plenty of time to throw. This ball is a short pass, tipped and incomplete, intended for Salinas. And good defense there by the Mustangs, bring up second down and 10. defending on that play. It looks like the linebacker, Nathan Sanchez. .18 to go here in the second quarter. Shotgun snap to Zeski, rolling left, throws toward the left sideline. It's caught. Receiver steps out of bounds near the 20. Looks like he has enough for the first down. They're going to spot this inside the 19, as a matter of fact. And it was caught there by number 9, Eric Requenes, his first catch tonight.
Nice throw by Zeski, showing off his arm. He did come into this game as a second leading passer.
So Palmview, an effective drive here. Drive that started back around their own 19-yard line. It's a handoff up the middle. They're inside the Mustang 20 now. They get this to Pina. Runs it up to about looks like the 16-yard line.
Mark, I do want to tell you that here in McAllen, we have some real powerful volleyball teams. The McAllen Memorial Volleyball Team and Mac High Volleyball Team and Rowe Volleyball Team playing exciting volleyball.
Yeah, in fact, I think McAllen Memorial ranked number 1 right now among all Valley teams. I think they're even in the state rankings, which they were a year ago as well. Mac High, I think, has also been in the state rankings earlier this year. So we see a timeout call. La Joya Palmview here calling a timeout with 10:17 to play here in the second quarter. They're facing a 2nd and 6 situation at the Mustang 15-yard line. Mustangs have had 2 touchdowns for Emilio Mendez. Or 3 touchdowns by Mendez and 1 by Trevor Spates.
We're talking Campbell Spates.
Oh, Campbell Spates, yes. It's going to take me a little while to get used to that. It's been 4 years with Trevor, and now our first year with his younger brother, Campbell Spates, who is making a name for himself this season already.
How do you think defensive coordinators feel in this district? For 8 years in a row, you're going to be hearing Spates. Touchdown.
Well, it makes their scouting reports easy to put together.
Correct.
Look out for Spates. Rolling right is Zeski. Pina blocking for him, and Zeski nowhere to throw it, is forced out of bounds, and now a late flag comes in. One of the Mustang players had his helmet knocked off, and he'll have to come out for a play. Let's see what this flag is about.
I think somebody pulled a helmet off.
Dead ball, unfortunately, number 1 participating after losing his helmet to distance. Automatic first down.
That's a rule put in there for safety. Do you want to explain that?
You got to. You just got to tell your kids that if you don't have your helmet and you try to tackle someone, it's going to be an unsportsmanlike penalty against you. As you see that his helmet came off, but I'm glad he didn't use his head.
And of course, it's hard for players to remember that. They're always focused on trying to get the ball carrier, and helmet came off at the last moment there. But yeah, the rule is once your helmet comes off, for safety purposes, they don't want you participating in the play to any further extent. And if you do, they call the penalty on you. It's kind of like dangerous play in soccer. Even though you were the one in danger, they call the foul on you. They hand this off on a 1st and goal and gets nothing. Back to the line of scrimmage there, and good defense there by the Mustang defensive tackles.
And what a difference a year goes for the Palmview offense when you have 3 linemen on offense last year that made first team all-district, and all 3, I understand, are playing college ball. They had that offense that really clicked. They were real tough to stop, and you don't have those kind of linemen, it makes it difficult.
Clock under 9.5 to play here in the second quarter. Passing formation, 3 receivers left and 1 right. That's the tight end Basillo at the top of your screen. Snap to Zeski. It's going to be a delayed handoff to Pina, and the Mustangs smoked that out. Great play. Jared Lotto, the first one there, number 44, and then a couple of other Mustangs finished him off, and that'll bring up 3rd down and goal from the 7.
And Jared Lotto adding to his team leading tackler, both solo and team tackles. Great penetration up the middle.
Yeah, you see a lot of wrapped him around the legs. A textbook tackle there. Jorge Gutierrez also in there on the play, along with Bagstad. They're on 3rd and goal. Zeski looks like he wants to run it, trying to turn that corner. He does, and gets into the end zone. Zeski looked like he had nothing at first, and then was able to kind of turn on the afterburners a little bit, scoot around that right corner, and then raced into the end zone. A run of 7 yards and a touchdown for La Jolla Palmview. They're on the board with 8:31 to play here in the first half.
And Zeski gets credit for the touchdown, but I really want to take a look at the replay, because I think Ovalle, the extra point kicker, was the one that was actually blocking for Zeski. I'm not sure, but I'll look at the replay.
Bit of a low snap, but the kick is good. It's up and away, and it's good. That was Alexis Ovalle. The kicker is 1 for 1, and with 8:31 to play here in the second quarter, it's the Mustangs still in front, 28-7 over the Lobos, but the Lobos score on an impressive drive that goes over 80 yards. You see it's capped by that play.
It was actually got to give credit to Joel Pina. Even though he's not gaining all the yards he wants to gain, he is responsible for this touchdown because he did a great job of blocking for Zeski.
All right, we'll take a break. You're watching Football Night in McAllen. Back in a moment.
We live between Weslaco and Elsa. We travel about 25 miles or so every morning. My mother was a high school teacher at Mac High. I've attended all McAllen schools. The school district, it has a lot of challenges and a lot of rewards, and I felt that bringing my daughter here, she could definitely reap many benefits.
And we're back here on Football Night at McAllen. I'm Mark May with Mario Reyna. Going to be with you all season long with home games of the Mustangs, the Warriors, and the Bulldogs right here. We'll have it, of course, live. You can hear the audio live on any Friday night on McAllenisd.org. If it's a Thursday night game, we'll have it for you live with audio and video. So we saw JoJo Williams back to receive this kickoff. This is going to be high, and it'll be fielded by Williams at about his own 5-yard line. Go up to the 10, and then the 20 has room at the 30. Now catches another couple of blocks at the 40, near midfield before he's brought down by a couple of defenders at the 48-yard line. A 43-yard return by Campbell Spates. I misidentified the returner, but Campbell Spates with a terrific kick return there, all the way up to the 48-yard line.
Special teams doing it for the Mustangs. That's Campbell Spates. Look at his eyes, just looking to see where the opening is. The instinct that he has for a freshman is incredible.
Okay, first and 10 for the Mustangs, who have had excellent field position all night. Their own 48. They hand this off Mendez, and Mendez seemed like a little bit of trouble with the exchange between Almaguer and Mendez bottled up after a 2-yard gain.
And that tells you the importance of execution. You don't execute, good things don't happen. And you're right, Mark.
All right, and we want to bring you a little short interview we did right before the game started with Lorena Lopez. She is the girls AC coordinator for the girls sports at McAllen Memorial. She's also the head volleyball coach of that state-ranked team that we talked about. She talks a little bit about the pass the helmet thing that they're doing tonight as we see Mendez, and we'll wait just one moment as Mendez breaks a tackle at the 40 and then all the way down to the 30-yard line in La Jolla territory. Terrific run there of 20 yards there for the senior fullback. And let's go ahead and run a little bit of that interview right now with Coach Lorena Lopez. And you can see us up here in the press box. We're enjoying this game. Hope you're enjoying it too. And they're passing the helmet tonight.
Lorena, I know you all have something very special going on that involves the volleyball and the football team. Tell us about that.
Yes, I was approached by the Faith Family and Friends Foundation about possibly doing a Going Gold game, a match. And when she came to me, she explained what it was. She said, we are raising awareness for childhood cancer awareness, and also if we'd like to do any type of raising monies for anybody that we knew that was affected with cancer. So Coach Littleton and I got together and we decided that the football team and the volleyball team were going to join forces. We were going to do a pass the helmet at this game tonight, and then we we're going to present the money and honor one of our own seniors, Brianna Fernandez, who is currently going through treatments and help her family with the funds that's necessary.
I know all our prayers and thoughts are with Brianna and her family to pull through this. How do your players feel about this? When you brought the news to them, how do they feel about it?
My players were excited. Everybody, every student here is excited to give back to the community. I mean, we're blessed. We have a great community, and it's just good for everyone to contribute where we can. So anything we can do, we want to help.
All right, thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Coach Lorena Lopez getting together with Coach Bill Littleton, the volleyball players and the football players helping out on this. A wonderful thing that they've got going there at McAllen Memorial, and certainly not atypical either. They do all kinds of little drives like that, always very supportive of their fellow Mustangs and their school community. And we wish, of course, Brianna Fernandez the best in her struggle. Hand off to Mendez. Mendez runs upfield up to about the 1 yard line, picks up a first down. That'll be first and goal at the 1.
Hard running by Mendez. And I do want to recognize Saul Martinez for catching a pass there while we had that interview with Lorena Lopez.
Take a look at the replay there as we've seen the Mustangs slowly work their way up the field. Martin Diaz with the tackle in that last play, but now a first and goal here from the 2 yard line. Unbalanced line to the right. They've got an I backfield with Spates dotting the I. Going to hand it to Spates over right guard. He goes in easily for the touchdown. Campbell Spates with his second touchdown of the evening. And the Mustangs increase their lead to 34-7 with 5.5 minutes to play here in the first half. Spates has had a remarkable game here tonight, his second touchdown. Mendez has 3 touchdowns in this game, and the Mustangs 5 TDs on the board here in 1.5 quarters of play. Get ready for the extra point. Delgado will hold it. Good snap, good hold. Garcia's extra point is up, and it is good. He's now 5 for 5. The Mustangs lead at 35-7. 5:37 to play here before halftime. We'll take another look at that touchdown. This is on first and goal. And you can see Spates right through the blocks by Aaron Ramirez and Marcus Robles and Esteban Pettis. They're surging forward, getting Spates into the end zone. Mustangs on top by 28 points. We'll be back right after this.
Your child is family. Embraced with academic rigor, life skills, and enrichment, our students earn college credit, associate's degrees, licenses and certifications, and advanced diplomas. McAllen ISD.
Back on football night in McAllen. There we see resting on the sideline number 10, Sean Scugan. And the assistant student trainers coming over, giving them plenty of water to drink. You can see that black object there on the left. That apparatus there is one of the cooling fans that they have. Something vital in Valley High School athletics, isn't it?
Oh, yes. I was there around 6 o'clock sitting right there.
We told them we need to put in a work order to put one of those up in the booth here with us, but they probably don't have one to spare. Looking back to receive there for the Lobos is Isaac Gomez, senior receiver. Garcia, who's had a busy night tonight. A lot of kickoffs for him and extra point tries.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
He hardly leaves the field. Here's his kick. It's going to be a little bit short, fielded on the run at about the 7 yard line. Run up across the 20, and then out of bounds at about the 25 yard line. That was Gomez on the return.
And the Mustangs, Mark, are sending a message to everyone in District 36A that the Mustangs are the key to district title goes through McAllen Mustangs.
Yeah, we see the Mustang offensive lineman there on the sideline. Earhart, the tight end, on the right side. We saw Esteban Pettis there a moment ago. There's Garcia's back. That play, by the way, or rather that drive, went 52 yards, 6 plays, and capped by a 2-yard Campbell Spates touchdown run. Zeski, play action, wants to throw, nobody open. Going to have to run it now, lets it go. Man came open, and that was Salinas there on the catch, has a first down, and up near midfield, he's going to be knocked down about the 46-yard line. So good play there, good improvisation there by the quarterback Zeski after the tackle made by Delgado.
And not only did he make a tackle mark, he made sure that the receiver went down and remembers him. Check it out. Boom. He even hit his own player. Delgado.
He's a
team captain.
Human wrecking ball. He's crashed into everybody there. Here's Zeski. Pump fake. Throws it deep, and it's incomplete. Down the right sideline. Flag does come down as intended for Miende. Delgado and Castillo back there defending on the play. But there is a flag. Haven't had many penalties tonight. This would be just the 5th penalty if it's accepted.
Number 2.
Didn't catch all that, but it was against the Mustangs.
It's important for the Palmview offense to try to get something going here into halftime, try to build up on it. Because being down 35-7, you need to really have a great speech to motivate your team to come back in the second half.
Under center, Zeski's going to hand off to his tailback. This can be bottled up at the line of scrimmage. Among the defenders in there was number 50, Mario Acosta, a defensive lineman.
Good job, Mario.
It's actually going to be a loss of a yard. Palmview with just 64 yards on the ground here tonight. They came in averaging a bunch. I think it was 121 they were averaging. Clock moving at 4:15 to play in the first half. Palmview still has 2 timeouts. Second down and 11. Snap to Zeski in the gun. Here's the blitz. He lets it go. Bobbles the ball, but is able to hang on to it. That's the fullback, Avalo. He's brought down after a short gain.
Avalos on a catch. Brought down quickly.
5 yards from your spot.
Ace Chavez, but we did have another penalty.
Yeah, this is going to be against La Joya Palmview, so nice little gain there is going to be wiped out. And it's going to move it back to the 50-yard line. We take a look at that replay. See, Avalos bobbled it initially, was able to pick up some yards, and it was, I think, Castillo there in on the tackle. But the penalty moves it back to the midfield. High backfield behind Zeski. Play action fake. Here's the blitz. He evades it, running right. Now lobs the ball toward the sideline and out of bounds. Just threw that one away. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 16.
Smart play by Zeski. He avoided number 1, the sack, and then just threw the ball away.
Lobos are 0 for 4 on 3rd down here this evening. Trailing 35-7 to the Mustangs in this game. 3:40 to play in the first half. Mustangs have all 3 of their timeouts, so they will have enough time to try to put one more up on the board if they're able to hold here and force another punt. Zeski, play action. Again, a Mustang blitz, trying to get away from it. Throws the ball. It's caught. First down. Down in Mustang territory, about the 32-yard line. That was Miende. And I'm impressed with Zeski. I mean, he's got players draped all over him, and he's able to continue looking downfield and show that poise that a senior quarterback has. You just take a look at the replay here. You can see him running for his life, but he continues looking downfield, finds his man. And Miende, who didn't have the first down when he first caught it, was able to spin his way forward and get the first down.
Why Miende came into this game as the leading receiver in the district.
By the way, tackled by Delgado, and this pass goes incomplete, intended for Salinas, but a flag comes down.
Couple of penalties on the Memorial defense on these possessions.
Yeah, interference on the Mustangs. They call it at the spot of the foul, so it moves the ball up to the 22-yard line. Actually, a 10-yard penalty is the essence of it. Clock now at 3:15. Zeski under center. 3-step drop, going to fire toward the end zone and knocked away. Great defense there by Ace Chavez, the defensive back.
Good job by Ace.
Ace Chavez with a terrific defensive play. The junior defensive back read that one all the way. He was back there and was able to go up and knock the ball down. It was intended for Miende. So to bring up second down from the Mustang 22. And now quarterback Zeski is going to roll out to his right, going to fire, and it's hit incomplete, intended for Miende. And again, that was Chavez with the coverage. 35-7 our score. Mustangs in front. The clock down to 3:01. So Mustangs, if they can hold here, can get the ball back and possibly try to score one more time. So we take a look at that replay. We talked to Dr. Jay Gonzalez here in just a moment after this play. 3rd down and 10 as Zeski rolls out to his left. Looked like the ball was tipped or his arm was hit just as he let it go. And I think they're going to say this is a completed pass. It was tipped, but it was still caught there by Miende. Made a terrific catch at about the 16-yard line. And that'll move it up closer. It'll bring up 4th down, but 4th and about 5. We're here with Dr. Jay Gonzalez, superintendent for McAllen ISD. Dr. Gonzalez, how are you enjoying the game so far?
Enjoying it. Kids are playing well. Looks like everybody's having fun. Great turnout. We appreciate all the fans coming out and supporting our student athletes.
And we see on the replay there that was a good catch there by Miende, a good call by the officials as well. And now on 4th down, they're going to hand this off, sweep to the left side, trying to turn that corner. This is going to be close. They needed the 13-yard line. I think they're going to spot him at the 12. That's Salinas. So it might be just enough for them to convert on 4th down. And tell us a little bit about, I guess the excitement. You've been walking around and everything like that. I know it's a homecoming night, so maybe a little extra electricity out there tonight?
Yeah, it's nice to see the different classes. I've seen some of the class of 97, some of the class of 87, and I can see the pride in their eyes as they come back to their alma mater, and that's really what it's all about, establish that legacy of greatness that McAllen Memorial has over the years, so we're excited.
As Zeski rolls out to his left side, he's going to throw this into the end zone. It's incomplete, bring up 2nd down and 10. And I mentioned a lot of those people from those previous classes are also parents in our district. Have you had a chance to talk to anyone? I know there's, being in the new school year, people are still excited.
I have. I've run into a couple. Actually, Ito Alvarado from the class of 87, one of our board members. So he was reminiscing about his days on the football field, and I saw him talking to some of his classmates, so it was nice to see them talking about how things were back in 87 and all the great times they had at Memorial, and they've gone on to be successful individuals, and that's what we want from McAllen ISD students.
Yeah, I've had graduates who have gone on to serve on the school board and serve in many different ways. And we, Mario, just before you came in, Mario and I were just talking about, by the way, an interception there by the Mustangs in the end zone. Terrific play by Nathan Sanchez, the linebacker. So the Mustangs will take over with 1:45 to go, and all 3 of their timeouts will take over at their own 20-yard line. So great defensive play. And I kind of lost my train of thought, but that's a tradition. They started at the beginning of the game with the stampede. Did you get to see that? That was pretty neat.
No, I missed it. I was at my son's 5th birthday party, so I was at Chuck E. Cheese, so I got here a little bit late.
You were doing the father thing.
Yes.
Chuck E. Cheese, very, very neat. You have 3 kids, don't you?
I do. I have a 5-year-old. My oldest just turned 5 today. I have a 3-year-old daughter and a 2-year-old son, so I'm excited about the future for them in McAllen ISD. And I'm highly confident that they'll be getting a quality education as they work their way through our system.
Yeah, you're in kind of a unique situation. Most superintendents are a little bit older. They usually have grown children by the time they reach that position. Yourself, you have children that are not yet of school age. Well, the 5-year-old, I guess, but the other 2 not yet. So, I mean, you have more incentive than I guess most people to really get the curriculum in there, get all the programs you want in place.
Yeah, you're right. And I can also help the enrollment.
Yes, you're up by 3. All right.
No, but my 5-year-old will start school next year with McAllen ISD, so we're excited about that. But you're right. I guess historically and traditionally, superintendents usually have children that are maybe in middle school, high school, graduated. But I feel blessed to have an opportunity to see my children start from K, and work their way through the system. So it's a blessing for me, and I feel confident because I know that we have a world-class learning environment, and I know we have great teachers and great principals. So it's the kind of place you want to bring children.
Definitely is that. And you know, I know what I was going to ask you about was the Mario and I were commenting on this, that pass the helmet thing that they did. I mean, they have a student that they're trying to help over at McAllen Memorial, and we were just talking about how that is so, as we see this big run here by number 10, that's a terrific run there into daylight. That was Scugan with his first carry of the night, just a sophomore playing at quarterback there, and gets the ball near midfield as we're just in the last minute of the first half, 55 seconds left, so the clock is stopped. Mustangs still have all 3 of their timeouts. But can you talk a little bit about that? Because I know you want it to be more than just textbook lessons. You want some of those life lessons to be part of it too, and I think we saw a great example of that here tonight with the pass the helmet.
Yeah, it warms your heart to see kids going above and beyond the call of duty and really showing their heart and trying to raise money for one of their classmates that's battling cancer. And it just shows that we have great kids in McAllen ISD. We have caring students that really try to help each other out. And at the end of the day, we do want our students to receive a quality education, but we also want them to be good people and have great social skills and have empathy toward others. So that's just a classic example of our students in McAllen ISD and really the people that we have in McAllen, Texas, because we're just friendly people that care about each other.
Indeed we do. We've got a timeout right now, and I guess finally, I know you've talked about this before, but there's always new people who are tuning in and hearing. Since this is your first year as the superintendent, I know you're still kind of getting introduced to the public, so to speak. Tell them a little bit about some of your plans. You know, the STEAM Plus. I'm sure people have heard that term, but what is that exactly, and how will that benefit kids?
Well, STEAM Plus is a framework for student learning that leverages what students have to know, what the state of Texas says students have to know. But it takes it beyond the state curriculum, and it really incorporates 2020 job skills such as being a critical thinker and being a communicator and having technological techniques and being able to really just be self-aware on the emotional intelligence side. So we're trying to round out the children with more than just the academic side. And we're really pushing the fine arts, and we're pushing athletics, and we're trying to do our very best to create environments where students can thrive, and bringing in rocketry and bringing in underwater welding, underwater robotics, and trying to take our system to the next level so that students have a bunch of choices. And as we get deeper into the 21st century, we want students to have as many choices as possible. So we're blessed to have a strong staff that can pull it off.
I know earlier this week they had a mobile science lab over at McAllen High School, and kids from Memorial were able to come and participate, where they had a 3D virtual reality, and kids from the biology classes were in there looking at the human heart, and it was so realistic. They let me try on the glasses a little bit. So real, you could almost reach out and touch it. You kept wanting to paw at it. It wasn't really there, but you could turn it around, look at the back. You could even open it up and see how the valves and work and the different chambers on the inside. And it was a great example of the kind of learning opportunities the kids have. And I know that's something you want to have more of.
Absolutely. Anytime you can give students real world authentic learning experiences, we know that puts them in a position to excel.
All right, Dr. Gonzalez, thank you very much. Appreciate you stopping by. Good seeing you as always. We'll take a break. You're watching Football Night in McAllen. We'll be back in just a moment.
I'm excited to know that we made the right choice for them. They're thriving. They have a career path in place. And I think that with all the tools and resources that they have here at McAllen, definitely I'm happy that we're here.
Want your child to graduate with 40 college hours? Call 618-6000.
All right, we're back here on Football Night in McAllen. We have a timeout right now, and Mustangs lead it 35-7. We're in the last minute of play, 46 seconds left here before halftime, and the Mustangs still have all 3 of their timeouts. So we'll see what they can do here. You can see some applause for a young man from La Joya out there. And Mustangs, some big runs there. We saw Scugan run one for 30 yards all the way up to midfield. Then we had another big run. I think it was Williams who took it to where the ball is right now at the La Joya 36-yard line.
And right now some backups are played for the Mustangs, giving them an opportunity to play and show Coach Littleton that they are also capable of contributing. This is where you have to play well if you're given an opportunity. And that also shows the depth of the Mustang offense. I mean, how many coaches in District 36A would like to have a JoJo Williams as a backup running back?
Oh my goodness!
Or as a
yes.
starting running back?
Yeah, at anything at all. He's a superb player. As on the Skugan takes it and fakes it and goes out to the 30, using that speed and untouched runs into the end zone. But there are a couple of flags down. Skugan races in for a touchdown of 36 yards. But this looks like it'll be coming back. There are flags all over the place, and there's also a timeout on the field. 31 seconds left here before halftime. I know Dr. Gonzalez always enjoyed talking to him during these football games because he's a big sports fan himself.
Oh, he's definitely a big sports fan. He knows, he went through it himself as a former athlete. He knows what happens when you participate as an athlete or in any extracurricular activities.
He was a coach as well. As we go to break, you're watching Football Night at McAllen right here on McAllen Instructional TV.
Gonzalez Furniture is celebrating their 37th anniversary sale.
Now save $900 on a beautiful 6-piece traditional style bedroom set, now only $17.95.
And take advantage of 5 years, no interest.
Or pay cash and save an extra 10% off. Gonzalez Furniture, your discount furniture store.
And you're looking at Fred's Pharmacy Field at McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium. I'm Mark May along with Mario Reyna. We'll take a look at the replay of that last play. Skugan's apparent 36-yard touchdown run, but looks like it's going to be coming back. But it's still pretty to watch as we see him running to the left, and he goes untouched all the way. I think there were a couple of clips there, actually more than one.
And he knew it.
Yeah, you kind of see the reaction. He kind of grimaced a little bit.
You're taking a touchdown away from me. What are you doing?
Knowing that was coming back, and that's what it happens here as they bring the ball back. It was a spot foul, so Mustangs really have the ball back at their line of scrimmage, and now Almaguer back in there at quarterback's going to throw this one right side. It's caught by Saul Martinez, and Martinez forced out of bounds in about the 21-yard line after he picks up the first down. So 15-yard pickup.
A good throw by Almaguer, especially because he was running on a rollout, and he knew he was going to get hit, and he put the ball right where it needs to be placed. The camera, they almost took a camera lady right there on the sideline. What is she doing there? Who was she?
My goodness. Yeah, photographer there. Alertly stepped out of the way. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. Almaguer is going to lob this one toward the end zone, and it is caught. That's a touchdown. What a pass and catch there by the Mustangs, and it's a touchdown for Will Garcia.
And Mark, karma has a funny place in the game of football, because I think it was Mr. Garcia who had the penalty that brought the touchdown back, but he made up for it. You could tell when the ball was in the air that he had his eyes on the ball all the way, and he just went and got it.
Yeah, terrific play there, and that's a kind of a timing route. Almaguer just takes a 3-step drop, lobs it up for that corner of the end zone, and Garcia runs right under it. Delgado's hold is good. Garcia's kick is away and good. And the score now, Memorial 42, Palmview 7, with 10.5 seconds to play before halftime. A superb drive there by the Mustangs that started at their own 46, goes 54 yards in 4 plays. They had one touchdown called back, but this one was good. You can see the nice drop there by Almaguer, lobbed it up, and Garcia, who's pretty tall, is able to jump up and catch that football. And the Mustangs have a 42-7 lead, 10 seconds before halftime. We'll be back in just a moment.
Tired of games, gimmicks, and tricks at other dealerships? Come to Bogus on either end of the valley and get a real deal. It's better at Bogus in Harlingen, in McAllen, and always at BogusFords.com.
And we're back here on Football Night at McAllen. Mustangs lead it 42-7. Mustangs have been on fire here tonight. They've got touchdowns, 3 of them from Mendez, 2 from Spates, and now 1 from Garcia. And there we see the touchdown man right there, Garcia. getting some water, sitting next to Saul Martinez. And now Rafael Juarez will do the kickoff. This is kind of a squib kick. Becomes a live football there, picked up at the 22, and then they're just going to down it right there. I think that was Gomez there who fell on the football, and La Jolla will have a chance for maybe one play, maybe two. Just under 7 seconds to go here. They do have 2 timeouts to work with, but they would need some help to get the ball all the way down the field. There we see Garcia there, and you see all the fans there behind him. Big night for the Big Blue here tonight.
How many? What? How many touchdowns you be doing? That's my second on the season. Second one tonight? First one tonight, second on the season. How you feel? I feel good. I feel great. Hi, Mom.
2 thumbs up from Garcia. Maybe he likes our broadcast.
That's right. Maybe he said hi, Mom.
Yeah, said hi to his mom. Good man. Zeski rolls out to the right side. Incomplete pass. And that took up all 7 seconds. We're at halftime. Garcia, by the way, scoring his second touchdown of the year. Well, that's what the 2 indicated. And the Mustangs lead it here at the break, 42-7 at halftime. You're going to see the Palmview Band or hear the Palmview Band and then the Mustang Marching Band here at halftime. Then we'll be back with our halftime stats. And, of course, the second half of football, the Mustangs will be receiving to start the third quarter. We'll take a break. You're watching Football Night at McAllen right here on MITV.
Games, gimmicks, and tricks at other dealerships? Come to Bogus on either end of the valley and get a real deal. It's better at Bogus in Harlingen, in McAllen, and always at BogusFords.com.
Rio Bank gives you more ways to get your money with over 50,000 surcharge-free all-points ATMs in your neighborhood and all over the country. Rio Bank, your kind of bank, your kind of banker.